And good morning. Happy Saturday. Just getting started. It's taking me a little longer today, but all right. Getting most of these set up pretty quick. Oh, you know what I forgot? Got to increment my stream number. Let's do that. And the announce. Well, the announce is probably correct. Numbers are a little different. All right. What do we got going? Hey, good morning, Mo. Mozzarella X. Or 10, Mozzarella 10. How are ya? Happy Sunday. No, Saturday. Not gonna lose half my weekend already. Alright. Did a little bit more cleanup last night. What I'm wondering here is, can we actually, can we mirror an armature? Blender skeleton armature mirroring. With a .L and a .R for the writings. Oh wow. Armature edit mode, armature. Oh, that is so cool. That. That's what happens when you create your account as a 14-year-old. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, your account's like coming up on its 7-year anniversary. Yeah, you can rename yourself every 6 weeks, I think. So where's this option? Well, that's neat that you can do that. Look at this here. Kind of want to do the rigging on my own now. Let's see. 'Cause I don't need certain elements like some pieces of the hips. Oh, I don't need the breasts here. Shoulders we probably still need, but forearms, etc. A lot of this I think is going to be similar, but let's see if we have edit mode here. Rigify bone groups, interesting. See, I don't think that Rigify is actually giving me much. Oh, where did I see the account age? If I click on your name in chat, it'll tell me that your account was created in October of 2013. And that you've been following since September 20th of 2020. Sorry, I didn't mean to, I actually didn't think about the age thing. But you're right. We could do math. Just, it's too early for that. Alright, I'm going to select my character. Okay, get rid of this character. old rig. Gonna rename that. Okay. Get rid of it. We'll just hide it for now. And then over here in the body, go to the modifiers. Almost. Where's modifiers? Modifiers. Where's our little gear? Does this have... Wait, I'm in the wrong mode, aren't I? But somehow I keep getting into this kind of meta rig, or this armature. I feel it's a little funky. Well, if you feel like chatting, please chat. Just kind of hanging out. I was looking at learning a little bit more about these armatures. So I'm trying to understand this just a bit more. Full mode, object mode, filter. Oh, that, I need to turn the screencast keys on. There we go. Let me get those. It's amazing how helpful I find those watching other streams. Okay. Back to body. Here, we're going to take this. I'm going to undo the armature there. We're going to create a new one. Okay. I'm going to set the cursor to world origin. I'm going to hit 1 there. There we go. We have our cursor at world origin. Let's get rid of that thing on the right. Shift A, armature, single bone. Take that, and we're going to move that. Wow. I'm going to move that to the base of the hips. Out there. Let's come into edit mode. Bring this down. Basically, I'm going to have hips, mid, and then like chest, and then the shoulders. Okay, being in edit mode here, yes, we can see stuff through this. I want to make sure that this can be seen in front. Good. At this, we're going to extrude a little bit. We're going to come up probably about there. Extrude again. I'm going to give the shoulders a little bit more. And now for the neck. And then the head. Whoa. Zoom in a little bit for that one. I still can't reach the top. Okay. Or front view. There we go. From here, it's going to take a single bone out here for the shoulders. I'm going to extrude again right to this point here, and then the hand. I want to detach this as a parent. It's here, bones. It's bone 02. Okay. Now we're going to move that. Oh. What bone is this? This is 07. This is 8. Alright, I had clicked the wrong thing, so bone 07. Let's start to rename these. You shall be called hips. Stomach. Chest. Which means I should probably move that down a touch. Move this down too. H bone. We could do this too. The rib cage is generally fairly large. Maybe, I don't know, half the upper body? Probably a little bit more than that, but who knows how many folds we're going to have in the chibi here. Alright, we have chest. I'm going to call this neck. We have head here. Hey Lilybite. How you doing? GB all the things, yes. I love anime. That is their left shoulder. That's going pretty well. I was just playing around with armatures, etc. today. I mean, bicep, I don't like calling this a bicep. Bicep's just a certain part of the upper arm. Arm, upper, L. Maybe I shouldn't name these with capitals. Let's get these consistent. Oh, rigging and skinning, yes. And I'm new to it, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Alright. Arm lower. Left. Hand on L. I think it's going to be fairly similar to some of the other pieces of software. Not necessarily Blender specific stuff, but in terms of vertices, where to put joints, how many segments to have to be able to control a bend. Right? Like, might actually want to have elbows, another bone in here for like a elbow left, that sort of thing. Oh, I haven't heard of that. I'm not even sure how to say that. "3D animation made simple." It's light and focused. Easy and intuitive. Reactive and permissive. Nice. How do you like it? Guess you use it, so you must like it better than what? Do you do modeling in some other program and then pull it into this? I don't have a multi-bit rate video there. My net connection is not fast. So when people make like 6 megabit per second sort of videos like this, I can't watch them. Oh wow, there's a lot of verts in this. Really? Modeling in Envel, UV mapping in. What does it mean? You're big on specialty apps. I've gathered. Oh, wow, I'm gonna copy that because I want to look into that stack a little later. So why the specialty apps? I'm guessing you do this for work. Ooh, say a description. Oh, you used to. That's cool. Trying to keep this like super low poly, and right now, let's say we're at 832 triangles. And there's probably more coming. Yeah, I wanted to work on low-end phones, so this is like a limbo. We're going to see how low we can go and still achieve good results. Kind of like Vanilla WoW, right? I think Vanilla WoW is a great example of a low poly game that was beautiful. The elbows. Yeah, I was wondering about the elbows, the knees. Like how many loops would actually make sense here? And if I add an extra bone in there so that I get a better flex in the knee, so it's not folding in on itself. And I set up the stream so that the window is this size, so it actually maps to the stream fairly well. Um, Normally I work in a much larger space than this, so it's a little constrained, but I hope it makes it easier to see. All right, I think we'll end up with another couple loops around here in the middle to be able to differentiate some of these. Probably there. They can flex, move, turn. Right, turn their shoulders separate from their hips. Assume Blender detects the adjacent vertices to a joint are automatically detected and move it in. I don't know. So Mo, I'm really not sure on that. Um, Yeah, we'll go ahead and toss some more bones in here. Select our rig here. Go into edit mode. Come back down here. Extrude. We're gonna go straight down. Was it not that? No. Is it control? Uh-oh. I think I lost one. Let's try again. Ah, there we go. Straight down like so. I'm gonna take that and unparent it. Is it Alt P for that? Clear parent. Clear parent. We should be able to move it about where we want it. Look at side view. Over there somewhere. Extrude that. Yeah, this is where I'm thinking I want to double up the knee just to be able to get the bend right. Same here. And the toes. Got a lot of little bones there now. But I'm not sure the position, etc. You have a hard time rigging Hyper 9? Bones don't matter as much as the bend itself. Love skinning things, but haven't done it in ages. Yeah, I'm not experienced enough for like the weights and things like that yet to be able to understand them well enough. Oh, I don't want to extrude that. No, escape. Just want to move that point there. Let's move that back a little. Okay. Something like that. Now this, I think, should be a kind of the knee. So we get a better curve around there. Okay. What is this called? This is hips. Which technically it's not the hips anymore. This is the thigh, left thigh. Or upper leg, if we're going to name it the same as the arms. Leg, upper. Knee out left. Oh, that's not correct. Get rid of that. I'm gonna call this. Oh wow, I have way too many bones in there. Look at that. Where'd this little gem come from? Oh, I must have extruded that. All right. Heal. And then left toes. You wouldn't put a knee bone in there. Interesting. Okay. The weight paint will control the skin bend. That's the sort of help I'm looking for. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get the toes out there a little further. All right. Dissolve bones. Whoa. Undo that. How many bones did I have selected? Let's just delete that one, then we'll reparent this. Well, if we dissolve this bone, what did that do? Got rid of the whole leg. That's amazing. Okay. No, don't subdivide. And maybe I select just one of these to delete. X, dissolve bones. Ah, good. There we go. Okay, now where's our knee? Up there. So I guess that's the same with the heel, isn't it? Like we probably don't need the heel. I don't know, that seems like it might be useful though. Let's move these over. No heel bone. Let's move this up and in then. I like having simpler information. What about the 3-part midsection? Does that make sense? Or should this one actually go away? So I could imagine that depending on the weight painting then, you could actually get rid of this. You want your rig as simple as you can? Okay, so I'm going to try to get rid of another one of these. Dissolve bones. Alright, then we might be able to get rid of the clavicle then. Depends on how much you... I don't think we need it to bend a ton. I see, so this is going to create kind of a... oh, keep the clavicle, okay. I'm not sure about having any, like the, you know how the H bone actually comes out a bit here? And the default rig does have pieces there, but I don't understand why it would. Because it seems like you should be able to kind of orient and attach a lot of those vertices to the lower spine. What I'm calling, I guess, the hips, the H bone. Well, that's right. I was going to detach these. Because the clavicle doesn't actually meet the shoulder at that spot. So in this case, let's disconnect it from shoulder L. Drop that down. No, wrong one. There. Pull that down a touch. You'd have a bone coming out from the hip bone to the leg bone too. And what would that bone control? Just so I built up that mental model, would that be associated with certain vertices? Would it be fixed to that lower spine bone? So I think I'm treating this as kind of like the H bone, right? There's like, there we go. That's what I call the H bone here. But it's actually fairly substantial. It's complicated. Um, you can see where the spine attaches, the sacrum there. And there at the pubic symphysis, that's connected via cartilage. Same thing with the, was it sacroiliac joint? Yeah, cartilage basically holding this together. Oh, especially if you plan on using any IK systems. Because I don't think the game's probably not going to have any influence on the animations other than just saying play this animation. It's going to be simple like that, just like, oh, you're walking, you're attacking, you're dancing, whatever. So I think the IK systems would only be used for animation. Let's see, but if we basically took that and hit F for fill, do something there. But if you move the hip, it should be the parent of the leg. And I think that I could still have this, even with the distance in Blender. Let's try this out. So here, what is this? This is the leg upper left. And this I'm calling the hips. So if we came in here, bones, parent, hips. So we could do that. Oh, I see. But look at where it's connecting to the other end of the hips. Huh. I see, and that's probably why they generally extrude from there out to the side. Because in the normal Blender rig, you'll see it parented a different way. Here, let me clear this. Clear parent. Here. So if we take this, does that work? Did I parent it the wrong way? Yeah, you can take those, keep offset. And then they're still connected, but there is an offset. That's way too close. For me, it's easier to think about the major joints of quadruped. Because we also have like a little farm here, so I can just see them walking around there. All right, so let's see, will this rotate the way I expect it to? So that will rotate in that mode. Let's go to pose mode. Rotate. So that will rotate from that angle. Okay, that's good. Let's say we twist this, rotate this on Z. Okay, so this probably needs to be fixed to that. So we need some sort of constraints. What's a parent of this one? Did I clear that on accident? Probably. So this one, its parent is hips. Hips don't have a parent. This one should have parent of hips. Whoa, what was that? Hips 001? Okay, where is hips 001? Hips? Hips 00. Oh, I see. Let's rename that. I mean, we could come back here and call this the ilium. Oh, that's a portion of it. That's pelvis. All right, let's call this the pelvis. And we'll call this the spine, lower spine. Let's rename this. Upper, middle, lower. We use the full words for upper, middle, and lower. Good. Okay. What about the arms? Upper, lower. We could say that's a clavicle. It's more shoulder. Head, fine. Okay. So we have that. Simplified rig. Now, hopefully this will... Oh, we didn't reparent this one. This should be parent to shoulder. No, come on. Shoulder there. All right. It's a shoulder bone? Okay, perfect. Thank you. And I don't know about the neck. It seems like the chibis have like next to no neck, right? But I'm wondering if I will be able to take some of the animations that we create and apply them to other armatures. So I'd like to keep basically the same set of bones, just scale them. You'd attach them? Okay. There we go. I don't know. Are these still they are still separate. How do I join them? Do I say connected? There. Okay, so that's connected. There we go. All right, let's get this side view, zoom out, hide the head. Oh, that's not the head. Go to the other model for a moment. Whatever. Let's go to the top view. Scroll down, coming over here. Take this, put this in the elbow. Over there somewhere. This out there. Hand's fine for now. Seems okay. Still getting used to these controls. Okay. You think skinning will solve many of the issues I was trying to prevent with bone placements? Gotcha. Okay, that's good to know. So let's also say that this is connected and drop that down. Now, armature, they have this. Or was it? Not do. Oh, mirror. Along global X. Oh, that's not it. Armature. Okay, we have it selected up at the top. Armature, mirror. I don't think it did anything. I saw this morning, so. Oh, interactive mirror. What's that do? Oh, wait, go back. Armature, mirror. Or maybe I have to select the ones that I want to mirror. Like that. Mirror, level X. Oh, fancy. Look at that. Let's undo that. Why is it choosing that point? And did it make more pieces of the... This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see whether or not it actually created more bones. Because it should know that the L becomes an R in Blender. So I've heard. Right click, mirror. Or tried that twice. Oh! It's a symmetry thing. Now we have shoulder. Oh, look at that. Fancy. Alright, so we should be able to do the same thing with the pelvis. And that, right click, symmetrize. Alright, then if we make a change to the one on the right, let's just say that for whatever reason we're rotating this. We'll right click, symmetrize. Okay, so it does make the same transform on the other side. Lovely. Let's give that a save. Okay. I gotta adjust the heater. Be right back. All right. So now I'm going to hide the armature for a bit. Okay. I want to take a look at the model. See what sort of loops we should be getting rid of here. Not that one, this one. Select that, go into edit mode, there we go. You can see it a little bit better there. I want to keep it really low poly. So I'm trying to get away with as little as I can. Well, you know what I mean. Pull that in a touch. That, probably should have. It's interesting that the edge loop there, we probably want to rotate and scale it. Alright, so if we take this, can I duplicate those and then move them along? Oh, just, that is incredibly different. That is very different. We're going to delete those. Extruding, no. Merge by distance, my best friend. Alright. Connect the inside vertices. Oh, I see. So connect the inside ones here. Can I chamfer the loop? Oh, maybe. See, this is where we're kind of equal on this. I also don't know Blender that well. I think they did have some stuff like that. Extrude bevel. All right, let's do an F3. I wonder what they would call it here. See, I did try the extrude. I wonder if they would call it bevel, which I don't think it is. Let's go. Oh, that's not good. All right, let's just do a loop cut. Just bring it closer. Then we'll adjust those later. I was trying to get something that would partly angle these out a little bit. So we could do like a rotate it a little bit closer to the model. Oh my goodness, what view am I in? There. Because this here looks pretty good. I mean, we could come out a little bit more to face that. Probably same with this one here. Just a touch. That and it could probably move up towards the elbow a little bit further. Like you were saying. Slide that along the lines. Okay. And then kind of from this angle. You know what? I want it from this point, so we're going to do Shift S, cursor to selected, select this, 3D cursor, select that loop, rotate, like so. Same thing over here. Rotate that out a little bit. I don't want to get rid of the loops yet. 'Cause working in Blender is so easy to do when you're like selecting loops like that. And I think if I merged those, I would lose the loop because I wouldn't know what to do. Actually, no, you're right. Because if we did, cursor to selected. So if we merge these into that point there, scale 0, bring those all in, and here we just, well, select all of them, F3, merge by distance, done. Now if we selected this here, it still goes around, which is fine. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that didn't hurt anything. I guess technically I could then pull these closer to that point there. Pull this in a little closer. This one, that one in too. Same thing with these two. Something like that. Not bad. Okay. So the same thing for the legs. I don't know about this one. Alright. Let's try it. Just select the rear point there. Shift S. No, not yet. Slide this down. Get it really close. Then we'll take this, put it on there. To me, it's amazing how much of Blender relies on order of operations. So we did this, then give it a little scale. And I imagine it's the same for a lot of these. For a lot of these tools. Select that again. Rotate X, like so. Scale it up a touch just to get the shape back. If we took those, scale 0 on that. Just select them all again, F3. Merge by distance, there we go. Alright. It's probably the same thing for the heel, isn't it? For this. So we'll have that, plus, see the loop cut's going a little funky there. For the selection. It's okay, we just needed that for the selection. Select the loop. Move this one closer as well. Slow, select this, Shift S, cursor, F5, select the loop. Take that, or just rotate X up a bit, scale it. So take these back. Cursor to selected. Scale 0, done, save. Merge by distance. Oh, if you can rotate up and down. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because your knees can't do that, can they? Okay. Oh, that's a really good point. See that experience. That's what I'm lacking here. And whether they will intersect, I see. Okay. Until I start weight painting and seeing how it works. It's kind of hard to visualize. Yeah. I played around a little bit with that last night. It was it was atrocious. I have to admit. It's really bad. Okay. Now I need to associate these in Blender. So we have our rig now. But now we need to associate these vertices with these other pieces. And I'm a little cautious to apply the mirror modifier. It's probably to the point where most of it's done. So I don't know if I can actually get away with doing this. Think about this. Could I keep the mirror modifier somehow and have the armature understand that these things are flipped? Maybe if I name them correctly. Let's try it. I'm gonna try leaving the modifier on there. Look at the elbow and just bend your arm, right? You could draw on little dots. One grids around your elbow. Look at how the dots move inside and outside of the joint. Weight painting is like that. Okay. Guess I wonder about these points there then. Um, I get that these are going to stretch and flex. These, I don't know how much they would do. Guess the edges here deform much. I don't know. Like these on the back could probably get merged down, couldn't they? Because that's like a line on the back of my leg. That's just going to fold. Okay. Do that over there. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense to me. Which, I think in the case of Polly's here, we should probably do the same thing to our elbow. Scale 0, X. The other thing to think about is how doing that affects your edge flow. I don't know what you mean, photostyle. What do you mean about edge flow? Like how a single edge loop flows through the geometry. They talked about that in the tutorials I was going through for Blender. So when you try to select something here, you want to make sure that you still have the, I guess, the ability to then scale, move, etc. These things. And by doing what I just did, uh, removing those, what, two triangles, I've essentially destroyed this edge loop, right? Like there. This one doesn't, say, connect properly all the way around anymore. So that's what you're talking about. And if we could keep this with like our, let's say our triangle budget is 500, right? I would sacrifice those little edge loops at the joints there for a couple of triangles. I would. Super low budget. Hey, this is gonna work on your calculator, okay? So let's kidding. It's not gonna work on your calculator. These here, these are the ankles just busted. That, it's funny how you come back and you look at these things like, ah, that looks gross. That doesn't look like an ankle. It's a little better. All right. Yeah, if all y'all have suggestions on portions of this that just broken, let me know. The reason that some of these triangles are the way they are, um, because of how I started creating the body. Like to me, it makes a little bit more sense that like if this just continued around, this loop here just kept going around instead of going up and joining there. So if I went into edge mode, selected these, no, not that one, and did a subdivide, like so, and we took some vertices, did a little fill there, selected this edge, dissolve edge, like so. To me, this makes a little bit more sense. Inside crotches are always a pain. You still need to discover how many potatoes it would take to run Godot. Yeah, Godot's not the lightest, but dissolve edges there. All right, there. Now we have, hopefully. Oh, where's our? Did our faces not get set up correctly? Ah, okay. Dissolve the face. Whoa, that is awful. Okay. I don't want to dissolve. I want to delete the face. Delete the face. Delete faces. There we go. Now we can select those edges again. Fill those in. Okay. Do we get our edge loop? Oh, that's better. Okay, now it stops over here again. Yeah. Delete face. Oh, let's go back to edges. Select this. This. I think I can just do 2 and fill it in. This one and this one because they're quads. That's better. Okay. You can't wait for 4.0 for Godot. All right, let's lower these 3 vertices then. Here, this one, this one. Let's drop those down a touch. All right, I think that's probably better. Actually, now, oh, that makes me sad. Now we could just get rid of this whole loop, couldn't we? What's our budget at? 470? Seriously? How'd it go down? We were like 480. Oh, Lilywhite, I've watched some of those games you host in the Discord. Are you that Lilywhite? Okay. Ah, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna see if we can dissolve these edges and just... This might be a little bit more painful, but hey, it's how many more? Look, now we're like 450 triangles. That means we can add a little bit more detail somewhere else if we need it. Then we might be able to get rid of one of these in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna go crazy with some of this. I don't want to do like premature optimization and all that, but yeah, so far I think we're doing pretty good. That little ankle loop, we'll have to see. You know, I'm just gonna nuke it, dissolve edges. Okay, super low poly, but if it gives us, 20 more players on screen or a couple more frames per second, then hey. I didn't see that one. Do you have a link to it? You kind of tried to break a dough. Oh. Oh, I'd love to see that. $3,000 animation players? Holy cow. Really? It's probably not going to be great on this because I'm doing like 10 frames a second, but then who knows what my wife's doing. Wow. Wait, so the first one was 15 frames per second due to animation players all active. Oh, I see. And then it gets up to 60 when you change it. Wow. That's that's pretty sweet. 120 lights maximum cast range with shadows enabled, 30 FPS. Wow. Oh, I wonder why you can't disable VSync in Ford. Do you know the reason? I see, it's just temporary. All right, let's try doing some painting. Or should we extrude some hands first? Let's extrude some hands. See, that's why we needed the extra triangles, because our hands weren't there yet. I forget, was I going to put hands on like this, or I don't remember. Let's extrude some hands. All right. What are we gonna do here? Vertexes. Take that one, this one over here, and this one. We are going to scale them to the 3D cursor, but we're also going to set the 3D cursor to the selected, which should give us the median point. And then we should be able to scale X. No. Oh. Global, local. Just turn scaling on. There, scale on Y. 3.2 wouldn't even run that demo. That's amazing. Man, I've been watching Godot for a while, and it is just like progress after progress after progress. And I like that I can compile it, I can get into it. It's not like gigantic like Unreal. Unreal just feels so much larger than Godot to me. All right, what are we at here? We're at 438. Is that number going down? I don't believe it. Oh, there we go. For our scene, it's 876. That's more appropriate. Okay. So 500 really isn't possible with what we have here. Let's go back into faces mode. Take these. We're going to extrude those and these just to give the hand a little bit of depth. Okay, only two at a time. And I have too many verts in there, I can see it. That's better. Better, faster rendering. Awesome new particle system. Navigation server. Proper navigation avoidance. Oh, wow. Maya compatible FVX. One of the things that I liked about it was the GLTF2 support, which is really nice coming out of Blender and just. All right, there's our hands. They're gross. Okay, we can delete some of these edges, can't we? No. We'll just leave them as is. Vertices. Take those. Pull that out just a touch. Scale it down. Oh. Oh, sugar. Wasn't selecting them all. Scale it down a touch for fingers, etc. Wow, we've gone right past it. All right, not going to get into the hand at the moment. Let's go back into this mode without it being see-through. Okay, let's select some of these as vertices. Those of us who stuck with Godot through these hard times will be rewarded for our patience. Oh man, I've really enjoyed using the GD Native project too. That and like Toast Eater and Carousel are super helpful, and they're really good at Rust. All right, there's our little hamburger flipper hands there. Let's get some weight painting done. Okay, I'm gonna save this. So that's the old rig. We're not gonna use the old rig anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. Ooh, that's freeing. They're building an ECS for Godot? I saw somebody trying to do that with Rust. Like taking one of the current ones from, what was it called? That other game engine. Now that I look at this, I'm wondering if this should be up a little higher. Something more like that. All right, how many triangles we got? 900. All right, so let's say we just doubled our budget because we have two sides of this model. But this PR needs to happen before they can actually work as a plugin. Let's take a look. Oh. Yes. This would be useful to the GD Native project too. It would be great if you could actually override main for plugins as well. Not plugins, not just plugins, but GD Native. Because if you do that with GD Native too, I think then you'd be able to use things like Tokyo and its runtime inside of Godot. Where'd that go? a scripted main loop since, oh wow. Nice. That's cool. That is cool. Alright, so we're at 908 triangles. Got this. Let's try to attach some bones to this. With the ECS system, they can have something like 750,000 entities running in Godot. Oh, wow. Just a couple. Just, you know. Alright, where's our armature? We're gonna... I do wish there was a way to kind of expand these. Maybe there is. I just don't know it. Okay, so we have toes, left, right, etc. I wonder if vertex groups... Where are they? Here? Okay. We're gonna just delete all of these. I'm gonna hope that they get mirrored properly. Okay, so we're gonna come in here, just select our toes. We're gonna create, what was it? Toes.l. And we're gonna assign those to that. So hopefully having those with the same naming convention will help us in a bit. Ah, enjoy your food, Lily Bite. Alright, so we have the foot. We should be able to assign these. Okay, I'm gonna do the see-through model. I'm gonna come in from the side for this one. And the foot, I think it should have just all of these. Foot.l. We're going to assign those. Oh. What? Wait? Can we set the weight on these individually? Oh, I see. That's what the weight painter helps us do. I was wondering where that was. I don't understand what shape keys are. Alright, there's our foot. Assign. We deselect. Select. Okay, that's still there. Now we need some sort of lower leg. Let's go orthographic from this side. Leg lower.l. Let's create a couple more of these. Pelvis.l. Atlas 3D, good morning. Pelvis. Okay, then we have the spine, etc. Let's keep working on the leg here. So I'm going to presume that the lower leg needs to influence all of these elements for the knee, and so will the upper leg, which is fine. I don't know, maybe not these. Maybe not the ones at the top. Yes, good morning, Alice. Yeah, we're doing Blender at the moment. Yeah, let's start with this. All right, we'll assign those. I'll lock those two. So I think we're quote unquote done with those. Now our upper leg. Come over here. Let's pretend that that one's done. Upper leg, we're going to have these, which we'll assign. And then these are going to be a little trickier. Section. Assign those. Deselect, select everything. Okay, That looks accurate. It's I don't know how much it's going to influence the points that are then connected to it. We'll have to see. I mean, maybe just very, very slightly. We might need another edge cut in there. What are we doing? We are assigning vertices of our model, which is this little chibi that we modeled yesterday. We're assigning the vertices into vertex groups so that we can assign them to our armature, our bone system. So our bones and our vertices will have the same name. Let's go into front view. Okay, we got the overlay. Now let's look at the pelvis. Let's come back in here. So in this case, our pelvis, it seems like our hips and our lower spine and our pelvis should be locked together, so they should all kind of influence this. So I'm not entirely sure what I should be associating with the left pelvis. I think like all of these, because this is kind of where that is. Let's just go ahead and assign those. All right, but if we keep going up, there's the pelvis. Hopefully we can mirror that using some craziness. Then we get up to the lower spine. And the lower spine, I think, is going to affect the other bone here. Let's close that. The pelvis left and right. I think that lower spine should just modify these, which then modify those vertices. All right, but the middle, spine middle, I think I want to have affect these here. Let's go back to the front view. Get a little easier to select. Select all of these. So let's look at our armature again. Where are the bones? You can select both the mesh and the skeleton, compare them together, and Blender should have an option to assign the groups automatically. Really? Oh, I'm learning so much today. That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that. Wow. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that other edge loop back. Move this one down. All right, I feel like I'm already committed here, so I'm gonna keep. I'm going to research that option after this. Sounds. Kind of wish I had known earlier. Okay. Let's go to upper. Well, let's double check. Everything deselected. Let's select these. Those are good. Deselect. Good. Let's go ahead and lock it for a minute. All right, now this here gets into tighter system. Let's go for the easy ones, those. Say these as well. Let's assign those. What else? I think with our vertex painting, we'll do next. Should be able to get some more of these. Okay. It's upper. Now for our shoulder. So that's this bone here. These ones probably there, here, here. But it doesn't feel like the shoulder affects too much of the armpit, but it does affect like these out here. Also on the back, so we'll do both of those. Probably these here and here. Not so much the neck. All right. Give that an assign. Deselect, select. Good, that's in there. All right, let's give this edge loop. Whoa. Oh, it's not going to select it for us. Let's give this to the neck. Oh, I need to create a neck. We'll assign those to the neck. And then also this edge loop here, the neck. Oh, I lost it. Okay. Assign those. Those. That. Deselect. Select it. Okay, that's the neck. It's probably going to affect some of this, the chin and stuff like that too. I don't know. No, that's the head. That's the head. All right, let's. Let's get some of the easy ones. Sign. Sign again. Those. That one, that one. Feels like those do affect the head. The sign, there we go. Deselect, select, good. Lock it. Okay, now coming out to the arms. Upper and lower. Which ones? Let's select these. This. Assign those. Then out here at the elbow. What are we gonna give it? Hey, Jummit. How's it going? We're gonna give it everything. We'll adjust the weights in a bit. So there's one little loop I don't want to give it. Okay, deselect, select, deselect. There's this loop here I do not want to give it. mostly. Except for that point and that point. So we'll remove that. Okay, deselect. Alright, that looks good. Now we'll do something similar. Actually, I'm gonna select these down here. They're getting in the way. Just gonna hide them. Now for the lower ones. Come back to the front. Gonna be this set here. This, yes. These here. Good. Arm lower. We'll assign that. And now for the wrist there. Assign that. And now for the hand. That's an easy one. Take those, put those in there, and these. Okay, let's do some sanity checks. Select, deselect, good. Looks good. Yeah, that's fine. So then if we took this, I want to make sure that everything is correctly rotation and scale for everything. Okay. Now I'm not sure how to set up the IK stuff yet. We'll be doing that next. Let's check and see if this is going to, how this is going to deform. Let's go into pose mode. So select our skeleton, go into pose mode. Just rotate our toe. It's not associated. Object mode, here. Modifiers. Armature is not selected. There. Alright, try again. Edit mode, pose mode. Rotate through X. So somebody could do some toe tapping, etc. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Seems okay. It's like one of those questions, which one affects it more? Feels like these, the vertices here on the front top of the foot should be weighted slightly different. So let's see. We go into. Hey, welcome back, Lily. What are we doing? We are testing out the armature in pose mode. So if we go into pose mode, select this, rotate it, looking to see how these things flex and bend. So if we set the pose there, yes, it's getting both sides, which is fine at the moment. But it feels like the foot should control these vertices in this area more than the leg should. And I'm not sure how to set that up. Well, let's figure it out. Edit mode. For the right object, object mode, select this. Now we could go into what is it? Weight paint, and then what is that? I have the body selected, and we could select, say, some vertices. Where? So if we select the toes, we can see how much they affect. Why can't I? Oh my goodness. What is actually selected right now? We can see the heels, how much that's affecting it. But it feels like the leg should affect those vertices in the top there a little bit less. Like the foot should probably just control a number of these vertices. So let's go to lower leg. If I right click, I can change the weight to, let's say, 50 or whatever. It's fine, okay. Now I can paint, supposedly. Holy cow, I have no idea what I'm orbiting around. Oh, but it's locked. That's why it's whining at me. Huh. Upper leg, lower leg. Do I not have the body selected? You find it much harder to weight something low poly than to weight something high poly? I was thinking of trying to do this kind of in this mode. See how you can select the individual vertex here? So if I went back into side view mode and with kind of transparent mode, and we selected these three vertices, and then for this group, the lower leg group on the right, we dropped their influence down to, let's say, 50, 0.50. I wonder if that's going to be easier to set. I don't know. For me, it's really hard to tell. Some body. Let's go back over to the armature. Rotate, pose. I was trying to just get this pose looking a little bit better, so that maybe the foot wouldn't flex so much. I guess we could just take those out of that, couldn't we? I don't know if you can see it, but the rate at which one modifies the other seems to have been affected. So if I go back to the body, come in here. Oh, I don't want to be in pose mode. Edit mode, object mode, select the right object. All right, and these here. Okay, those are fine there. Let's lock that. I scroll up there. Now the foot though, select its points. And now the weight is still set to 50. I don't know how to interpret this. If I select these, how do I know what the weighting is here? Item, vertex, global, bevel weight is 0. We can find, no, view, no. Tool, workspace. Weight painting is like a game of monkey in the middle. Well, the monkey is not so happy to be in the middle. Yes, that makes sense. All right. So I'm finding it difficult to understand what the weight is of a selected vertice, because this weight on the right in this box over here does not seem to get updated whenever I choose something. So if I select lower leg or foot, I hit select, right, that's not getting updated. It's just not there. Oh, Houdini. Yes. The most expensive thing I'm putting into this project at the moment is my time. And I understand that I could save time by buying things, but that's a harder sell. So I'm learning the tools I have available at the moment. But yes, Houdini looks incredible. All right, so if we come back into, like, I don't understand what vertex paint is versus texture paint. Okay, texture paint I might understand. Like this is just painting it, right? But weight painting. So if we select here, let's just try this. Let's try this again. It might work now that I have this object selected. Oh, what is? Oh, I had the wrong thing. I want draw. All right. So, what is there? Leg is here, and you can see that yeah, it's green down there now. So if we go down to like 0.2, let's change this. We can lower that even more. Those elements. Which is interesting that it goes so far into this. Okay, let's see. I would love to see where the vertices are here. Having a hard time spinning around in this mode. It's like my zoom is set funky. Yeah, like that. I have some... There. I'll select this area here that we're working on. Zoom into that, and now go back into weight paint mode. Oh, it's also a SaaS model, so you can't just own a license. Yeah, I'm just not doing those anymore. All right, so the lower leg's going to own that vertice there. Let's change this to like, come back up to like 50.5 on this. Adjust that. And something else that I want. Strength is at 100. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't have a tablet at the moment. Use unified strength. Hmm. All right, so there's that, and it has some effect going up there. I wonder if we should just not have an effect on these vertices. That seems like that's not a good idea. Seems like I should have some, but I don't know how much. And we can give it 50, so the top and the lower leg both have 50% control over it. But it does seem like that's kind of the major sort of deformation area. Other than like the calf muscle on the back, which I'm not too worried about. All right, now save that upper leg. Ooh. Okay, what do we have? We're set at 50. So I'm going to drop these to 50. All the way around for 50. Okay. And I think this up at the top, I don't think that. I don't know how much does the leg actually control like that. Like I said, it does have quite a bit of effect. Let's toss like a 50 up here. Although I don't. Let's we'll see. We'll see. I'm not certain about this. Give the leg a little bit of influence on the hip mesh. Something like that. Maybe here too. All right. Let's see what happens when we try to bend this. Object mode. Go into the side view. Get rid of that tool. Select the armature. Pose mode. Okay. Let's rotate this. I mean, it feels like for most of what we're doing, this should work. But it feels like that that skin in front of the knee is actually getting pulled really tight. Like it shouldn't be coming back so far. So maybe less influence on that. Let's go to the body, object mode. Select it. Lower leg. Gonna go to vertex. No. Weighted paint. Yeah, we plan on making that on animations. I just haven't learned how to do IK rigging yet, which not a great excuse. That's point two. Oh, where did it go? Let's bring that down a little bit more. Now let's go back to the armature object mode. No. Select nothing, come back here, go to armature, go into pose mode. Going between these is a bit of a pain. Oh, you followed this video and got it set up. Oh, thank you. Might take a look at that in just a minute. Now let's see. Gonna rotate this. Oh yeah, the knee comes in a lot less now, but it feels like that portion of the knee, that vertice, should be lower. Let's change that. Okay, we'll come back out of pose mode. We'll go to object mode, select the mesh, go into edit mode. It feels like this should be a little lower. Maybe this one too. Alright, let's come out of edit mode, into object mode, select the other armature, go to pose mode, look on this. Oh, that looks much better. Alright, with our super low poly object, I think that works. Alright, the hips I think are that's going to be a bit more of a challenge. Okay, let's reset the pose. Alt R. Done. You see, I've made some advancements. Why, yes, thank you. Here, check out our little character here. Weighing it at, let's see, how many polys we got on this thing? Oh, object mode. $940 triangles. $480 faces, yes. Trying to keep it low. All right, so let's try this. I'm gonna go back over here into side mode. On the right side, select the armature. This leg, go into pose mode. Let's give that a rotation. Okay, and the bum and the hips collapse. That's not cool. Okay, so really it should have a lot less weighted influence on kind of that joining section there. Let's come back, set that there. It's kind of like the before shot, okay. Get out of pose mode, object mode, select the other thing. Just weighted paint mode. I wish there was better lighting in that mode. Okay, now we don't want the lower leg, we want the upper leg. Okay, let's drop the weight. Let's say 0 for now. Well, let's check some stuff. Oh, I'm in weighted paint. Let's go to edit mode. Let's see these things. Upper leg. Let's select. Let's remove some of these. I think I'm going to just drop all of those to 0 by removing them. Same with these here. Remove those. It'll have less of an influence on those. Okay, now if we go back to weighted paint mode. There we go. Okay, let's also drop its influence on those at the top of the hips. Set to that. Let's go to 0.2 maybe. Working in like increments of 10th. Oh, interesting to see how it like live updates and it moves. Oh, fancy. I mean, I think it should have some influence, just not, oh goodness, just not a ton. All right, and in the middle too. I mean, that, not so great. I mean, what does somebody's leg look like when it goes out behind them? Like it doesn't actually travel that far behind you, does it? I'm not super flexible like that, but it only has like maybe a 10-degree deflection past that's vertical. I mean, maybe somebody that's really flexible can do like animators have mirrors for this reason. I know I'm like standing up, like trying to bend my leg. It seems like this going up forward makes more sense. All right, let's try rotating this the other way. Armature, object mode, select the armature. Nope, select nothing, get the armature. Buzz mode, let's go the other way. Yeah, we need, I think we need kind of the opposite. We need to, this model needs glutes. I meant leg that upper. Select right parts, all other blue. Oh, did I leave something? Object mode. Come back into here. Yeah, we need some more polys. All right, let's. Oh dear, what did I do? Armature. Pose mode. There. And this is why you have a long tunic. All right, so let's do the same sort of thing that we had on the knee at the back of this model. Wrong side. There we go. I come back here. Go to see-through mode. Edit mode here. I think we could probably do a a loop cut around here if I had that set up right. Oh, it looks like it would work. Okay, let's start there. Just toss in the middle. And because we're trying to keep our poly count low, I'm going to delete the extra faces in the front in a minute. I think we should also have this one up here. Maybe more like this. Yeah, what's our model at? Ooh, 504. We're over 1,000. Some arbitrarily horrible limit. Drop those down. These two on the front, these three on the front. This one can go down too. And then these three in the front. 1, 2, 3. Move those up. Select all of them. F3, merge by distance. Okay. Adamar Poculo. Good morning. How does Rust fit into my pipeline? I do all of my coding in Rust. Hey, this is a chibi. Chibis have that. I mean, this is like here. Oh, there it is. Let's hide the body. So you can see that there's like the arms, the legs are not substantial. And to answer your question, Adamar Poculo, I use Rust on the server side. I also use Rust on the client side. So inside of Godot, the game engine I'm using, we write all of the code in Rust. I guess that's not entirely true. We do some in GDScript. I'm using Godot, the Godot game engine. So, let's see. This guy here. WoW models are about 10,000 to 19,000 polys in 2006. And that makes sense. So Drift and Aloft, this is going to be like the naked doll, right? This is the doll that has nothing on it. There's going to be, like shoulder pads, helmets, all this extra stuff that's going to get attached to these things. So I'm not too worried about adding more polys. I just want to keep it light. All right, so we got that. Got a couple more polys around the seating area there. Well, we're gonna go back into looking at these. Okay, let's go into edit mode. I want to see, is inserting these cuts sometimes does really weird things, like that there. Why in the world did the lower leg get that? What about the foot? Hold on, deselect everything. Foot, select. Okay, foot didn't get anything extra, but these other areas occasionally get to influence this. All right, so let's take that out of there. We'll select those. Hit remove from the lower leg. Select lower leg. That looks fine there. Okay. Lock that. Now upper leg. Select. All right. That looks like it's selected correctly. And some of these, let's see, we just want to move them up anyways. So they're not quite right. We'll pull that up, pull this down. Probably take the rest of that loop along the backside and pull this down. So let's get the edges. I'm gonna pull this down a bit so that when it flexes a little bit lower, like these here, should be able to flex. Maybe come down some. I don't know. It's kind of a little anchor point there. I'll have to see how this works. Some of these verts, I don't like where they are, but I like that. This one should probably go down a little bit. These to the right. Maybe a little further out. I know we're looking at chibi, but all right, just a little. Let's see. You thought C++ and C# were the ruling languages in game dev. What does it mean? You export 3D model, and I am using GLTF to go directly to Godot, and it seems to be working beautifully. Oh yeah, Rust and game dev. There's like even a whole site dedicated to like ROE game yet, so RS, for being able to do stuff inside of Rust for this. There's some up and coming engines like Bevy. Let's see, they have a newsletter, all sorts of stuff in here. Oh, they don't list Bevy on this on the homepage here, but there are sections. So if you're interested in audio, ECS, game engines, and so much stuff in here. But yeah, the game development in Rust community is growing up. And it's growing rather quickly. Okay, let's move this one down a touch.
Well, if you're wondering what's
Pull that closer.
So am I. The computer that we have running our news from time to time took off and went wild. So what we're going to do is start over from the top.
All right, we'll see. I'm avoiding adding like 2 more triangles. Oh, you're welcome. All right, so now for our upper leg weight painting. What are we currently on? Let's crank this up to, let's say, 0.7. Let's do 0.5 first. Okay, so we got some edges close together here. Actually, I want to go in this mode so we can see it. And we have to unlock that before we paint them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good. And what is the other one? Was the other one 0.2? I wish I could see what those are. I get like it's colored, but I don't understand the colors well enough yet. All right, so let's just paint them again. 0.2. All right, so it looks like those might already be at 0.2. But what about these other pieces? Like, let's do like a 0.1. This up here, 0.1, 0.1. Ah, I see it's bringing it down. Let's drop this here in the middle. There we go. What about the front? See, I don't think we want... No, undo that. I'm going to drop that down there. Because that front crease, I don't think gets affected too much. I mean, the side, everything else gets affected a lot more than that does. All right, let's see how this bends. Will it bend? Edit mode, object mode, come out of there. Let's go back into armature, make that visible for a minute. Side mode. Where are we? Okay. Let's go into pose mode for the armature. Gonna rotate this. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that leg's coming way in. Okay, we got two problems. One on the back, one on the front. It is looking a lot better. It's just, how do you end up, changing this? Because, yeah, where's my mirror? I need a mirror in here. I mean, I guess it's just not folding where I expect it to. It should have no effect on those vertices. But then the leg's going to get kind of squat and flat. I think the verts in the back have to go down further so the leg keeps its volume. Okay, so I'm going to rotate that not so far so we can still see them. All right. I'm going to go into body. See, there's pose. How did I get into that mode the other? No, I don't want edit mode. I want object mode. Without that selected, I want the body selected and the weight paint. Good. All right, so these on the back. Well, hold on. Let's deal with this in the front for a moment. Let's say it has no effect on that and that and that, which means we could remove those three vertices from the mesh. Okay, so let's, well, not from the mesh, but from that upper leg. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. Okay, there's that. Well, we are way too close. That also means we should take some of these out because we want to maintain the shape up there. I don't know, it feels like some of that should still move on the back, but just not a lot. I'm gonna undo that. The leg should have effect until just above the waist. I think the solution here is to actually take these vertices here down lower on the leg. Let's take those down a little bit. Okay. Now here, and oh, that one. Yes, I was avoiding this one. That's right. I was avoiding that. All right, let's stop avoiding that one. I think that this line here, this ring, shouldn't come up into the seat. It should come around a little bit further, maybe to this inseam here. Then maybe that vertex here instead of this one up here. Let's adjust that. All right, so let's going to come into solid mode. We're going to hide the armature. Let's focus on the edge here. We're going to subdivide this edge. Oh, no, that's scale. I want to subdivide it. Edge, subdivide. Okay. And we're going to select some faces. I'm going to delete some faces. Rid of those faces. Okay. Oh, that didn't work very well. Let's go back here. I wanted this one and this one. We're going to fill that. Then going into edge, subdivide it. Is there a vertex in there? Yes, there is now. Okay. So this one to that one we will fill. And then this one we will fill. Okay, now going into this, selecting those two, fill, that, fill. Okay. Now we should be able to take the vertice that's over here, drop that down a little bit further. Pull that down a bit. They're going to be a pain to animate. Yeah, when I see something like this, I'm not sure how to resolve this. Where you have a couple triangles in here. Right? We've got this one. We've got this one. That right, these here. And while it could be an entire edge loop around the whole thing, and I also think of this as like the first GB. After this one, there will be a second and probably a third, right? So my goal is to learn from it, not to make it the final one. You're right. It does feel like there's there's an edge loop missing. Like if we selected these two edges here, subdivided them, right? And then attached this vertex to that over there. I mean, it's just pushing the problem, really. So we could fill that, select this edge, dissolve it. Go back here, select these two, fill it. Oh, now we got face issues and stuff like that. Morning, Mustafa. Am I dealing with stretch marks? I don't think so. But all right, let's clear out some of this. Okay, the face is there. Gonna delete this. Delete that face. Whoa, too far. Okay, let's go to the edges again. We'll take this one, fill that. This one, and that one, fill. Nope, nope, didn't want to do that. Gonna take this edge, subdivide it. Take our vertices, do a fill to get that. All right, so we got this. Go in here, fill that. Fill. All right, so now we have more edge-ish loops. Still got some issues in here. It feels like this point here should actually be a little further down. This should be subdivided. Delete that face, delete this face. Okay, fill that, go into the edges. This and this, fill. That and that, fill. Man, I'm getting a lot of practice doing this. Oh, wrong one. Not that one. This one and this one, fill. This one and that one, fill. What NeoVim plugin should you use for Rust development? These. All right, now let's organize these a little bit further. These, that sort of animation should probably come down lower. We'll lower that there. Okay, so now we have a little bit more on the leg for bending around there. Now we probably just blew our entire triangle budget on its butt. Oh, we got two left. Where do we want those two? I'm kidding. All right, that seems okay. So going back into vertex paint mode, here we are. Okay, let's fix this weighting. Oh, not vertex paint, weight paint. We're still doing the upper leg. Let's come back over here into this wireframe mode and we will increase our weight to, let's say 50, about 5. There we go. It gets pulled forward. Okay. You already use CSE. That's the big one for me. That's the big one for using with Rust. Oops, too close. There we go. All right, so those are kind of at like 0.2. They still don't feel right. Like this one here should be dampened a bit. Except for the one at the top. Back to .0 on this. No, we'll have to see. .5. Interesting that it's not pulling that forward more. But overall, it looks better. I wouldn't say it looks good yet. I mean, it feels like I need to get these points much lower. What happened? Okay, let's select everything. Zoom in, F5. There we go. Reset my scale. I'm gonna go back through here. I'm gonna drop these down quite a bit lower. Just so that we get a little bit more of the lower leg controlling those points. Oh my goodness, and what points are in here? Okay, not see-through mode. Let's bring that down. See that? That's looking better. Oh, the butt kind of comes in at the back, which not too fond of. Like if we were to put this thing into like a seated mode, almost feels like those vertices still need to go further down. What's up, Lily? Oh, All right, we're gonna pull these down further. I'd almost put another loop in there just so that they could sit properly. Is this one here? You should go back further. Okay, you're sitting. I don't know. This is just when it looks funky like that, it looks really funky. And what do people do for, like, can you have different weights for different animations and things? I mean, arguably this is almost okay. Oh, I see. I've got these controls at the top too. Oh, that's nice. Well, let's increase I just want to play around a little bit more with this. 0.8 here. Because if this gets pulled forward a little bit more, say this controls that, and this point.
You seem to be the only one worthy of a final test. Remove as many of the bells as you can. One sound and you fail. Go.
This is the first virtual sculpting of this. I mean, this thing needs like a little Chloe Ting workout or something. Let's say 0.3 for a bit. Yeah, that's good. Whoa. Come back out. See, that's too much. 0.1. I don't want that going too far forward. I mean, maybe even like a 0.5, 0.05. Break out of our. I mean, maybe that's okay. That was 0.7 in the middle there. Let's do 0.6. Okay, we're spending too much time on this. I mean, arguably at this point, maybe the front should actually come up a little, but that's not how legs work. So probably okay. It would probably work for like running and stuff. Little dances, etc. Yeah, I can see why you would want to keep those loop cuts around the thigh there. In the first verse, I hit you with the pizza rhyme. Slip into the past, slippery sloping like I'm spitting slime. Ninja turtles in time. I'm gonna shell shock this line so hard that it'll silence. In my crescendo, megaphone, fine tunes, yellow bone. Sewer surfing myself right up to the technodrome. All right. I think that would be easy enough to actually come back through and set up again with loop cuts. Let's go back to object mode. And that's really not bad there. We've learned a lot on this. My daughter says he's starting to look like an alien. Alright, let's go back to the armature. Come back in here. Pose mode. We're gonna select everything. Alt R. Gotta reset that. Come back to 5. Oh, tab. Tab 5. Come on. Object mode 5. There we go. Edit mode, pose mode. Okay, if we bring this around, do a little rotation again. That. Oh, it looks awful when we're going back. Oh, but we don't go that far back, do we? People tend not to get their legs going back that far. Maybe like that's the extent of how far back people usually go. Object mode. Back into the body. Let's adjust that just a touch then. Wage painting again. Alright. Let's adjust it. What? I don't even know what those are. Let's see what's good. 0.3 maybe? Let's try that on these. Okay. Yeah, what if we went like 1.0 on... See, that's the knee there. What if it just took that? No.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Just to play around a little bit.
Sunday here. Welcome back. Sunday here. You think I'm beautiful?
Object mode. And having the leg back there, it doesn't look too bad, but I'm afraid we're sacrificing the animation that I might care about more for the other side. Let's go back to pose mode. Rotate that forward. Yeah, I think the one in the back middle of the thigh I think is fine, but not the one...
Welcome back.
Oh, you know what? The problem is that the hip is too high.
I haven't seen quads like this in a while. Stabs that wreck face wizard zombies. Literally
Yeah, the
zombies that are wizards.
point of rotation isn't correct.
It's insane. Look, Dumbledore! I'm a wizard too!
So if we put it down a little further, like in here, then it's going to have a different sort of effect on the body. Right click. There we go. Now if we go into pose mode, give this a rotation. Yeah, look. Okay, we can come back about yay far. Yeah, it's going to deform kind of funny there. But that actually looks, that looks okay. Give this a rotation, come out fully. Hey, look, we're sitting. Mhm. That's interesting. Okay. And how does that, is that moving with the rest of this? It's moving pretty well. It's a little weird that there's not enough weight on that point now. Body. Let's go into pose mode. Rotate that around just a little bit more. Back into body mode. Object mode. Weighted paint. There we go. Let's go with like a 0.7. Now that it's a little lower, I think we can afford to pull these vertices around. Let's give it full 1.0 on that one. Looks okay. Can we increase this? Not too bad. That's maybe too much there. And from this side, go 0.8 on these. But it's weird that it gets pulled forward so far. But we need it to be like this, so that when we move it the other way, it actually goes back. Otherwise, then, well, let's go back into the armature. Okay. Object mode, select the armature. Pose mode. We select that bone, rotate it through this way. The other thing that would help on this is having a little bit more mass back there. I'll have to work on the chibi booty. That is so weird. That is so weird. Overall, I think that's coming together. And I've learned a bunch with this, the weight painting, the loop cuts, etc. Still haven't learned how to get through the different modes all that effectively. I like this mode. You can kind of see it. Okay. That's pretty cool. Next, I need to learn the IK stuff to make the animations a little easier. I know how to add the bone constraints, but I don't know how to add the IK bits for the armature. All right. I'm gonna head out, but y'all can hit me up on Discord. Got a lot of stuff. I gotta fix a dishwasher today. Not super looking forward to that. It's like one of those dishwashers where they say, to fix it, call a certified technician. It's like, oh, I hate you. So, I'm gonna go deal with that. Um, see what else we got here. All right, well, I don't see. All right, do you guys have any suggestions on who to raid today? We're gonna go with Carbs Code. Let's see. I've never seen Carbs Code before. But they seem to be doing some stuff with Blender. Ace Bright. Ido. So, until next time, y'all. Bye-bye.